pero no tienes que pagar tanto para... Es más, si quieren les pongo un video de David Goin. David Goin sí está loco, de verdad. David Goin no es Yados, que te dice, yo soy una bestia que le gané a Rafa Márquez, no, mentira, a Marc Márquez y todo esto. Este tipo, David Goin, sí es una bestia, de verdad. Es un tipo con récord Guinness, es un tipo que sí es una bestia, de verdad. Ustedes quieren ver un video de David Goin, para que vean. A mí, ya les digo, yo creo que David Goin está un poco pasado de rosca. Pero siento que si tú lo que quieres es motivación, que si lo que tú estás buscando es motivación, es David Goggins lo que tienes que buscar. O sea, sin ninguna duda. Pero este tipo sí se ha pasado absolutamente todo. En el último libro explica cómo se hizo paracaidista. A ver. Entrené como David Goggins. Hay un video acá que dice entrené como David Goggins.
And this is no...
A ver, vamos a poner este videito que es de 10 minutos. A ver, vamos para allá.
I'm very open about my life.
Espérate. Vamos para atrás. David Goggins sí hizo cosas locas, cosas con las que yo no estoy de acuerdo. Él corrió maratones con sobrepeso, se lastimó todas las piernas, se destruyó las rodillas, o sea, acabó con su cuerpo. Él hizo cosas con las cuales yo no estoy de acuerdo, por eso yo no promociono demasiado a David Goggins. Creo que sí tiene un pensamiento bastante fuerte, pero para mi gusto es un pensamiento que a nivel familiar es destructivo. Por eso no lo promuevo tanto. No es alguien que esté todo de acuerdo con lo que él promueve, pero bueno.
And this is no lie. I'm very open about my life. I'm open about this. I really started to...
Se los voy a poner en velocidad normal porque si no les va a costar leer. Espérate.
Enjoy the fact of seeing what the human mind was capable of and seeing that what is so horrendous, there's so much joy and glory in this shit. And when you see other alpha males like, SBG in the book...
Goggins sí dice shit y fucking, pero a full. Lo hice todo el tiempo.
He was one of the hardest guys in the SEAL teams. He's looking at you like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
Well,
they start testing you. Like, they're like, let's play this out, right? And there's that story where he makes you swim out to the boat.
On my own, Wednesday night.
Este no es un repealer. Este tipo no es un repealer. Creo que este es repealer.
And that fucked me up because my knee was, it was broken. It was fucked up bad. And it's Wednesday of Hell Week and all the boat crews are past the surf zone.
En su último libro, él habla de cómo el médico que le iba a operar las rodillas lo engañó. El tipo le hizo un procedimiento y lo engañó con el tema de las rodillas y todo eso y lo cagó mal. Tienen que buscar el último libro. Ahí él explica todo y cómo lo fue superando poco a poco.
And I just got a Toradol shot in my knee because let's go, man. We're going. And it's real late at night and it was fucking raining and the class is past the surf zone and I'm still not a big fan of the fucking water. The ocean is very unforgiving. And I had this big life jacket on and SBG's like, hey, follow me, man. Should we run a mile down to where the boat crews are at out past the surf zone? I'm thinking, hey, we're going to wait for them to come on in. He goes, hey, man, get a Kim light. He broke a Kim light, put on my hat and said, go out and fucking get them. And I was on my own. There was no swim buddy so I can buzz you for swim buddy.
Yeah.
And when he said that to me, I said, are you, in my mind, I said, this motherfucker is joking. He's got to be joking, man. It's Wednesday.
He must have been thinking, like, I'm going to break this guy. Like, this is going to be the moment.
Ok, ¿por qué intentan romper de esta manera a David Goggins? Para quienes no lo entiendan, es porque él no es bueno en el agua. Él le tiene miedo al agua. Y entonces por eso lo retaron en ese sentido, ¿no? Porque él no es bueno en el agua y le tiene miedo.
I think that's what it was, but we're pretty tight now. And he said, no, that wasn't it at all. He said, you're one of the only people in my tenure as a BUD/S instructor that I've ever done that with. He said, I knew a person like you would have found that as a challenge. And I had to dig deep because I didn't want to look at him and say, hey, man, I'm not doing that shit. Even though I think I could have because there was no swim buddy.
Yeah.
You don't go out there Wednesday night after like 80 hours of Hell Week and you're like seeing stars and shit that like I'm during the daytime. You're seeing boats that aren't out there. I mean, you're hallucinating. You're all over the place. He sent me out there. I was like, okay, this is my time to show one of the baddest motherfuckers in the world that it's on. So I got my shit, man. I went out there and did it. And it was I detail it well in the book, but it was a moment that I started realizing I'm starting to separate myself now.
Yeah.
You grow up weak and you start to master your mind, because my whole thing is whenever I'm weak at something, whenever I'm scared of something, I master it. I was a weak-minded person, so I mastered my mind. And in mastering my mind, I mastered the human mind. And I realized why I no longer judge people, why I no longer put people on a pedestal, because we're all fucked up in our own way.
Esto que él está diciendo es una realidad. No voy a poner a nadie en un pedestal, que es lo que yo le recomendaría a este chico con Yados, porque todos estamos jodidos de alguna manera. Todos tenemos la cabeza un poco jodida de alguna manera. Todos tenemos nuestras taras. Absolutamente todos. Una cosa es que tú aceptes a alguien como tu tutor, digamos, y otra cosa es que tú hagas todo lo que ese alguien te diga, incluido pagarle $3,000. ¿Ok? Son cosas completamente diferentes.
We all have demons. Some people hide them better than other people. So I know we all have them. But me knowing that, I know that most alpha males are very fragile. Very fragile. They never want to see another person harder than them, especially in that kind of realm.
The ego attachment
the ego,
to that is very strong.
Ego will fuck you up every time. Ego is serious. So if I can hurt your ego, I got you. So by me having such a fragile ego growing up, all this was my advantage. I was doing a live autopsy on how fucked up I was. I was like, hey, this fucks me up. I bet it fucks other people up too. So I started using all these different tools and tactics to get in instructors' heads. And the Taking Souls, that's where it happened, man. We're Wednesday, freezing fucking cold. Everybody's jackhammering. Everybody wants to, everybody's just wanting to get through it now.
Jackhammering's when you just can't stop shivering.
You can't stop shivering. You're sitting there just uncontrollably jackhammering. And the instructors take great pride in watching you suffer. They do. We're, in a sick way, it's kind of funny. You were there once as a student. Now you're an instructor. But I knew, how would I be thinking if I was an instructor? I would love seeing this sadistic shit go on.
Ok, para quienes no sepan de qué es lo que él está hablando, porque mucha gente quizás no entiendan de lo que está hablando Epic Going. Lo que te hacen los instructores es que te meten con frío, o sea, como quiera, dentro del agua, y tú tienes que pasar ahí, no recuerdo si eran 24 horas, dentro del agua, con otra gente ahí, y el que se rindiera estaba fuera del programa. ¿Ok? No era eres una fucking bestia de Yado. No. Tenías que estar metido ahí, en esa mierda. Tenías que estar metido con tremendo perro frío. Tenías que estar metido, no recuerdo si eran 12 o 24 horas. El que se rendía estaba fuera. Quedaba fuera. Ya está, fuera del programa. Salía del programa. Se quedaba fuera. Ya está. O sea, y por eso es que los instructores le decían, en el libro él lo cuenta, ¿no? Que le decían todo el tiempo, cuando quieran rendirse, se pueden rendir. El que quiera rendirse, que me lo diga ahora. Que ya se puede rendir ya. Y todo el tiempo le decían, el que quiera rendirse, se puede rendir. El que quiera rendirse, se puede rendir. Y el tema es que él tiene este tema con el agua también. Entonces está.
But what wouldn't I like to see? I would hate to see some guys just looking like this is just another fucking day on the fucking beach and go fuck yourself. I would hate to see that.
Yeah.
So
Because they all want to think like when they did it, they were harder.
Y por eso es que él dice, a mí lo que me hubiese gustado ver es que alguno de nosotros hubiese tenido el valor de decirle al jefe, este es otro día en la playa, o sea, esto es otro día tranquilo en la playa, y ustedes no me van a joder. O sea, yo estoy en mi terreno, como Wayne. O sea, yo nací en la oscuridad. Tranquilo que esta me la voy a bancar también. Tranquilo que me la banco. Y que eso era lo que él estaba esperando. Pero la gente estaba tan jodida que no quería ni hablar, pues lo dice que él. Pero empezaron a cantar y todo después. Es interesante, tienen que verlo.
Yeah. Everybody's hard. So I say, you know what, man?
En el libro está. Ustedes pueden buscarlo en el libro porque hay cosas ahora que a mí se me están perdiendo porque no recuerdo todo. Ya lo leí hace mucho tiempo.
It's time. I can't fight you. You guys can fuck me up all day long. That's your job. And I love your job. I love what you guys are doing. You guys are making us better. But now I'm going to take the tactical advantage and I'm going to start fucking with you. So I got my boat crew, Bill Brown. I had Chris Kyle on my boat crew,
right.
American Sniper. I had a couple of hardcore motherfuckers. And everybody right now is kind of like in their own world. Let's just get through this, man. I can't wait till Friday so we can graduate, how we can get going. I said, let's go ahead and have some fun. I said, we're gonna start fucking with these guys. So the evolution here was we just got through with med check. We're stripped down to nothing, and they're checking us out, making sure we're good. Checking for pneumonia, checking for fucked up knees. My knees all jacked up, but they're giving me shots and shit. And I was like the boat crew leader of boat crew 2. Mm-hmm. So I'm in the front of the boat, and I tell our guys, this is what we're gonna do. The boat was like on our heads. So all it was, we're supposed to lift the boats up above our head. That's all you gotta do. But when you're this weak, you're this fragile, you're this tired, the boat's heavy. So there's a thing you can do when you do boat presses. You can get the boat and like just toss it up and catch it. And that shows like you're jacked up. So everybody's holding the boat and they're shaking and the boat's starting to come down their head and all the boat crews are all lined up and they're fucked up. And I'm looking at that and I turn around my boat crew and say, hey guys, it's time to fucking take some souls. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? I said, we're gonna get you. I go, you see all these fucking instructors out here, all in their fucking jackets and drinking coffee and laughing and smiling and shit. I want their fucking faces to go straight up fucking numb. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna start boat pressing this motherfucker. Just take my lead, trust me, you'll get energy from it. We start throwing this boat up in the fucking air, catching it, throwing it up and catching it, and we start yelling, can't hurt fucking boat crew too. We're yelling our fucking ass off, and we doing it. And they make us stop, like what the fuck, like stop. I look at these instructors, and their faces literally look like someone like just like took their soul out. Cause I know where their minds were. Like they were thinking about themselves. Like, what the fuck just happened, man? I know me on Wednesday, I couldn't have done that. How are they doing it? So the rest of the time, going through Hell Week, it was like we owned it. We owned it.
Right.
Boat Crew 2, we won every single race. We were just dominating, and it was a strong boat crew, and that's where Taking Souls is. There's a few Taking Souls stories, but that's one of them.
Yeah, and part of that.
Esto que él cuenta acá, esta historia, ¿no? Y las que él cuenta en el libro, créanme que son muchísimo más profundas que el eres una fucking bestia. Créanme que son mucho más profundas y que te van a mover muchísimo más por dentro. Yo, por ejemplo, los días que voy a correr 1 hora seguida, yo me pongo a David Goin. Me gusta escuchar a David Goin cuando sé que voy a correr, que voy a hacer algo que me voy a sobreextremar, digamos. Entonces me pongo a David Goin y lo hago. ¡Pam! En ese momento lo utilizo como esa motivación para ese momentito. ¿Ok? Esto es lo que les recomiendo que hagan. Pero David Goin, por ejemplo, es un tipo que ya está súper grande y no tiene una familia. Él no sabía llevar una familia. ¿Por qué? Porque el padre lo abusó cuando era niño. El padre era un abusador. Le pegaba a él, le pegaba a la madre. La madre tuvo que salir huyendo de la casa porque el padre era un alcohólico abusador, un desastre de padre. Y él nunca ha sabido llevar una familia adelante. La mujer que él tiene es una mujer que lo acompaña en todo. Ya, es una mujer que está arriba de él en todo. Pero absolutamente en todo. Hay una carrera que cuenta que los pelados que se le hicieron de tanto correr, porque te estoy hablando de un tipo que corre más de 24 horas, una cosa loca, y tenía todas las nalgas peladas, pero completa, en carne viva, y se estaba haciendo caca. O sea, dice que llega y no le dio tiempo. Y se cagó ahí mismo en la alfombra. La mujer le dijo, no, en la alfombra no, y él se cagó ahí mismo, se cagó todo, y la mujer no se podía mover. La mujer tuvo que limpiar todo aquello. O sea, no crean que es nada más la parte linda, ¿no? La parte dura él la cuenta también en el segundo libro, y es muy cabrona. O sea, es muy cabrona también.
That is learning how to be a leader. Like when you're dealing with these alpha males and these huge egos, there's this tendency to just try to outshine the next guy, right? You tell an example, there's another guy who kind of proceeds along that path.
Right.
And he realizes very quickly that he's not going to make it because he doesn't know how to build camaraderie with the other guys.
Right. Talk about Mr. Dobbs. He's a good friend of mine still to this day. And he went into that place, man, and I knew where he was going. It's in my third Hell Week, and I knew Sean real well, but I knew he was real arrogant. He had a serious chip on his shoulder like I do. I still do. I got to control it every now and then, and it got me in a lot of trouble sometimes. I knew that chip on your shoulder not being controlled, it will get you fucked up, and it cost him a lot going through buds. And I saw the look. Because I once had the look when I was going through pararescue school. When something got so hard and your mind can't process the hardness, you don't know the right tools to get through something hard because you've never been challenged before. I could tell he was a superhuman, that nothing ever challenged him. But I knew, because I already been through Hell Week a couple times, I knew, motherfucker, don't underestimate that shit. It will find a fucking demon and it will bring out some insecurities in you. And it did. And it was like maybe 30 hours in the Hell Week or something like that. I'm looking over at him and I smile at him. We're standing just like this in line. And he's getting his med check. A doctor's looking at him. It happened just to be beautiful timing. And I'm sitting there, I'm getting med checked, and I'm looking at him. And his eye says he's 1,000 yards still looking right through me. And he's getting med checked, and I'm looking at him. And before all this happened, I told him, I said, don't underestimate this motherfucker, man. He goes, I can't ever see myself quitting shit, Goggins. I go, watch out. I go, watch out. I go, this motherfucker will get in your head. I go, the end is a long way away. So we're sitting there eye to eye, and he didn't see me. I'm right in front of him. And I can tell he's thinking he has that quitting mind starting up. And I look at him, I go, I told you, motherfucker. I told you, motherfucker. And next thing I knew, man, a car pulls up, and he rolled out.
Rings the bell.
He rings the bell and he quits. But it was he's a great human being, hard motherfucker. It doesn't make you, you know, when you quit something like that, man, it's a huge lesson learned that I can't go into anything thinking that there's nothing that's not going to get in my way. You got to be prepared for all those obstacles.
Right. Well, on this theme of the reader being the hero here, like what is the takeaway on the stealing souls thing? Because that's one of the challenges.
Well,
David Goggins se alimenta mucho, en los libros lo pueden ver, del odio de los demás, del maltrato, de todas esas cosas. Utiliza más o menos lo mismo que Kobe Bryant, la Mamba Mentality, que se alimenta mucho de eso y se lo guarda para él. Yo generalmente no funciono de esa manera. Soy alguien mucho más agreeable, mucho más así como empático, digamos, y me cuesta mucho sacar el odio de los demás y utilizarlo yo como mi propia gasolina, pero él sí lo utiliza mucho. Yo soy más de competir, o sea, yo por ejemplo, yo estoy corriendo y llega alguien y se me pone en la cinta al lado. Yo lo que sí soy competidor, ¿ok? Yo lo miro y digo, te vas a bajar primero que yo. No se lo digo a él, lo digo en mi cabeza nada más. O sea, tú te vas a bajar primero que yo. Y yo me quedo ahí corriendo. Él puede empezar a caminar, a hacer lo que quiera. Cuando empiece a correr, yo digo, ahora empezó la competencia. Y yo simplemente me pongo a competir con las personas así. Y bueno, nos quedamos aquí hasta que cierre el gimnasio. Cuando vaya a cerrar el gimnasio, tú te vas a bajar primero que yo. Lo mismo lo aplico en el sauna, lo mismo lo aplico si estoy jugando básquet. Que ojo, sé que hay gente que juega 20 veces mejor básquet que yo. Pero lo que no me puedo dejar nunca es la energía. O sea, lo que no me puede faltar nunca es esa energía. No dejármelo todo lo que puedo en ese
it's
momento.
about finding energy and strength when you have none. Like a lot of times in life, like that situation right there, man, it's the worst time of your life. There's energy all around us, but we think that we have to have it. It has to come externally a lot of times. We gotta have like a TV in front of us, watch somebody, listen to a
Creo que Joel anda por ahí. Joel, un abrazo grande, bro.
podcast, listen to a great music. A lot of times in life, it's fucking quiet. And those are the times when you want to run and hide. You got to be able to find energy. You got to make up games, make up tricks, make up whatever you can to get to the next evolution of life. So taking souls.
Esos juegos de los que él habla son de los que yo les estoy hablando. O sea, tú tienes que hacerte los juegos mentales que a ti te sirvan para lograr esas cosas. Eso sí es importante.
It's just another way. It's not about hurting the person you're against. It's about finding a tactical advantage in every situation you fucking physically can. To get to the next, you're trying to inch further to the goal line. And you don't want to go
What
in
is that
town.
goal line?
The goal line is whatever it is for you. For me, I want to get through Hell Week. I want to get through Hell Week with
Ese es el problema, que David Goggins necesita reto tras reto tras reto. El último fue el de ser paracaidista. Paracaidista de rescate de no sé qué mierda, de incendio o algo, no me acuerdo bien. Fue el último reto, pero como tiene las rodillas jodidas, pues le iba a costar mucho más, pero igual lo consiguió. O sea, pero ¿y tu familia dónde quedan en medio de toda tu locura? En medio de que tú te estás preparando para todas esas locuras, ¿sabes? Ese es el tema mío con David Goggins, realmente.
with my head up high, being strong. I don't know what the goal line is for everybody. My goal line has been very different for most people. But you're trying to find energy and strength to stay in the fight, to continue on until you get that second wind. The second wind is coming, whatever the second wind may be for you. It's coming. But what happens is we get so stressed out that the end is so far away that we just can't find another foothold or another handhold, so we jump off the cliff and we just fall. There's another one, you got to find it. So taking soul is one way to do it. And this is...
Bien, David Goggins sí, yo les recomiendo a los que quieran una mentalidad así bastante extrema, como digo, pueden buscarlo en David Goggins. De verdad, lo pueden buscar en él, que el tipo... ese está pirado de la cabeza. David Goggins está pirado de la cabeza completo. Completo, o sea... A mí, de hecho, yo creo que se pasa. Para mi gusto. Se pasa bastante.